So some writers have been asking me what it looks like to land an actual freelance writing job. What is the process? What do you do? Now, each client that I work with is different. Each writer that you talk to will have a different onboarding process, will have a different working relationship with a client. So what I can tell you is what I've done for this most recent client that I've landed. A lot of my clients email me directly. I don't reach out to them, don't do it normally. I usually have whatever process that I'm doing online, writing LinkedIn posts, doing guest posts, writing on X or Twitter, doing, TikTok and Instagram. All of those things, those are marketing channels that get my name out there, and also my blog too, and YouTube. There's a lot of different ways that I brand myself or sort of get myself out there. So as an example, I can show you over on LinkedIn, I wrote an article right here. So I wrote about a sales funnel, and I talked about sort of my sales funnel for my business, but this can appeal to potential clients that are in email, that are email service providers. I even mention, I don't link to them, but I do mention some email platforms in this post. So right here, I have whether you use ConvertKit like I do, other softwares like GetResponse or Beehive, you need a place to create a series of automated emails. So I do, these are companies that I haven't worked with, but it would be nice to work with them. So I do call them out in this LinkedIn post. So for me, this could be a driver for potential business. So these are the things that I do. I don't do them all the time, but I try to be present on social media and write on my blog, things like that. So that's when businesses find a contact email form or my email address and email me directly and tell me, say, I'm a content marketer over at this business. We are looking to hire a writer. And then they tell me, I saw your LinkedIn profile. I saw your post on Smart Blogger, whatever it is. And then they ask if I can meet up with them, if we can talk, if I'm open to writing for them. And we go through that process. Some clients ask me the rate right off the bat, and so they can filter me out if I'm for them or not. I've been more open of sharing that. So if they ask me, can you tell me a little bit about your writing service? I will let them know that I do, SEO thought leadership at this rate. I do SEO content at this rate. I do emails at this rate, whatever they need to know. And then they can decide, well, you know what? I really want your thought leadership content. Let's work with that. Or they might say, I just need an SEO content writer. I have a backlog of content ideas and I just need to get these out and pumped. So I want your expertise in the topic that I'm writing about, right? So that's what they might hire me just for the knowledge of their topic rather than the influence or stuff that I have, relationship that I could build for them kind of thing. And that's fine. So I get that initial email, and I can't really share these right now because it's private, but I do get these emails, and then I ask them once they feel like it's a go, then I say, okay, all I need is, just when you're ready, give me the topic and the content brief. And so that could take some time. And this client, I thought they ghosted me. I thought they weren't going to hire me, even though they said yes. So that has happened to me before, but they came back with the content brief and I was able to now write the post. So I did ask, is there a deadline? Because that wasn't in the content brief. And they said, nope, get it in when you get it in. Those are the best clients to have, in my opinion. So I'm happy that they value my writing and my skill and how long it takes. So I am taking my time, but I do want to impress these clients. I do want to show that I can get the content to them in a timely manner. So that's what I'm working on right now. So I'm working on the piece. I just posted on my Twitter or X profile and LinkedIn that I'm seeking some quotes from specific people about the content that I'm writing. So if I can get that within the next day or two, then hopefully I can add that to my piece, but I'm not going to sweat it. I'm going to continue writing the post. And if I do get something, I'll weave it in kind of thing. The client did give me some keywords. I have a keyword tool, so I'm adding a little bit more keywords to it to, make sure that it's highly optimized. And that's what I do. Once I submit the work, it's up to them how often they pay me, how quick, they pay me. My other clients, for example, GoDaddy, they pay me within hours of me submitting their post, which I love. So I submit the post, they pay me within an hour, and we move on. All right, so this is a new client, so I don't know how fast that's going to be, but I do trust them. I don't do payment upfront because this is a recurring gig. This is not a big project. So I am fine with submitting the work, getting the feedback, and then going from there. Now, typically I don't get much feedback besides this is great. Send me your invoice or whatever they're looking for that next step. And that's what I'll do. I'll go through that route and then hopefully they'll pay me from that. So that's sort of how I work with clients, what a freelance writing job looks like for me. Some things you might be thinking like, do you need a contract? A lot of these clients, since they are not huge brands, I guess, don't have contracts in place. So the only people that I've worked with that had a contract in place were brands like Walmart had a contract in place. But the other, even bigger brands in my industry did not offer a contract, and I don't press it for them as well. I don't. I want the barriers of hiring me to be as low as possible. So once you are at a high enough rate, you're going to get the top tier of clients that aren't going to stiff you, basically. Right? It's a little bit different when you're working with lower tier clients that are paying you 5, 8, 10 cents a word, right? You might want some assurance. So in that respect, you do want to give that first article with the invoice and like ask them how they like the article. And then, and if they have a deadline, most likely, then you submit it, 3 days before the deadline, and then you try to get a testimonial from them. Like you need to get a lot from these lower tier clients so that you can then ask for more for the next client and more for the next client and more for the next client to build your rate, right? But at this point in my career of doing this, I'm able to say, this is my rate, they yay or nay it, and then they give me the content brief. I write it, they tell me if they like it or not, and then I submit my invoice, they pay, and then we move on to the next content article that they want from me, right? So that's a system that I like. I haven't really worked with other clients besides the copywriting clients, and those usually I work a little bit closer with them. If I do the initial landing page copy to see if I'm on the right track, if I do the first email, am I on the right track? And then I go from there. So, and even with them, I don't ask for payment up front because I feel like these projects are a little bit smaller, like a 3 email series, a 5 email series, 1 promotional email, things like that. And it's reoccurring too. But that's just my preference. There are writers out there that do want the cost up front, half of it, if they're doing website copy and it's like a 3-month process. I get that. But I've set up my system and my freelance writing business this way so that I don't need to worry about that. I don't need to, ask for money up front. I have confidence that they will pay me for this one article because that's all I'm commissioned to do. All right. So hopefully that helped you. Let me know in the comments below if this is what you envision freelance writing. Go ahead and sign up to my free course, Get Paid to Write. It goes through the process and the tools that you need to land your first client. And make sure to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.